Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Elegant Magicks, the good society tale of incantations and infatuations in Bexley under Mount Whitebridge. Easier every time. Thank you for joining us on this splendid, well, right now, live. It is a Thursday evening. If you are catching us on the YouTubes, it's whenever the hell you please. That's kind of the beauty of YouTube. But welcome. Thank you for joining us as well. And if you're checking us on VOD on Twitch, also thank you. We appreciate you going back and checking out our content, of which there's lots. We do a lot of stuff here on GGK. We're live with something pretty much every day of the week except for Mondays and Wednesdays at this point. So please come and check out all of the other splendid things we're doing on this channel, including tomorrow. I believe we are back at it for Neon Souls. Tomorrow is a Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern. That is a Cypher System, Cyberpunk goodness. Val runs that one. And well, I believe we will be starting having just kidnapped a mark from a virtual elite BDSM club. So come hang out on Friday night and check that one out. Should be very interesting. And then Saturday as well. Come on in. That's 4 o'clock Eastern. I had that right. 3 o'clock Eastern.
What game are we talking about?
Huh?
What day?
You said Saturday?
Saturday?
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Eastern time.
7 o'clock. Okay. I had a 3.
I saw a lot of numbers being held up, and none of them were right.
I wasn't listening.
7 o'clock Eastern. Saturday Night's Apocalypse. That'll be a coming as well. So check it out. I'm gonna shut up now and pass this along to my wonderful players. Please tell us who you are, who you're playing tonight, what their desire is, and where we can find you on the internets. Let's start with Val.
Hello, everybody. I am Val, the Kraken's Crown, on Twitter and Twitch. I, tonight, am playing Layrd Avalon Cross, the socialite, the member of the peerage, and their desire is to drive the family that looks down on you to self-destruction and ruin. Which making a lot of progress on that, I think. Or starting to, setting the stage for that. You can find me, like I said, at the Kraken's Crown, whenever I'm streaming. I'm here on GGK. Pretty much whenever we go live. And Sid did a great job promoting Neon Souls tomorrow, so come join us for that. We've been off for a couple weeks, so we're all it's gonna be wild getting back into it, I'm sure. A lot of pent-up energy. And then Saturday Night's Apocalypse on Saturday. I run that too. On off weeks from Star Power, we are currently in the middle of a big kaiju boss fight. They're fighting King Kong, who has just reached their second form. I can't decide what's more anime, Star Power or Apocalypse, but they fight each other out for it every week. So come join us for that.
I didn't think anything could be more anime, and that's anyway. Moving on to Savvy.
That's me. Hello. I am Savvy, Matt Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter. I'm here pretty much whenever this channel is live. On Saturday, I'm a T-Rex right now, which is great. I've been polymorphed into a T-Rex twice. It's been wonderful. Yeah, I'll be here for Neon Souls tomorrow and Apocalypse on Saturday. I run a game here on Sundays. It's Slaying 101. It's Monster of the Week. There's a lot going on in that one too. We're going to Crete to find the labyrinth. Oh, and I do a couple of things off this channel as well. Hopefully, we've been off for a few weeks due to blizzards and illness and a bunch of things, but on Monday, I'll be on twitch.tv/Colonomicon playing A-State, if the universe will allow it. And then not this coming Sunday, but the next Sunday, March 7th, we're having the premiere of a new Dungeons & Dragons show on twitch.tv/lbhackmup. It's going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday nights, and I'm going to tell you what it's called as soon as I can find the thing, because I don't remember. It's called Playthings of the Gods. LB is running it, and I'm playing in it, as well as Sarah, the Hype Goblin, and a couple of other friends, and it's an all-lady cast. So, coming out with us in a couple of weeks. So tonight, I'm playing Jessamine Booker, the tutor, whose desire is also to fuck up Avalon's family. It is to restore your family name and resume her place in society.
Yes. And next up's RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJ222 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet sometimes and haven't streamed in a while. But hey, I'm on other places, like here on Saturday during Apocalypse. I've got several more spell slots to keep polymorphing, so this is gonna be a long and arduous battle. Also, on Sunday, catch me over at the Hype Goblins channel in the morning, where I play a sorcerer cleric, half-elf, and they're in undead territory, and there's a very bangable demon lord that the party is fighting over right now. Not fighting against, fighting over. Catch me also on Monday in our homebrew campaign over at the Indoor Adventures channel. We're finally getting some downtime after 2 years of play. My boy, a cleric, has gone on. Well, he's a wizard now. The DM let me get away with murder. He's gone on sabbatical. So he's gonna get some tattoos. He's gonna get some piercings. He's probably gonna get laid. He's probably gonna make a weapon of mass destruction. Who knows?
That sounds like the best vacation ever.
Yeah. But if I failed to mention anything, you can always catch it on my Twitter. I always tweet when I go live places. But today I'll be playing Jarvis Hawke, the scoundrel, whose desire is to receive proposals from, or make successful proposals to, at least 2 eligible houses. But it looks like the way we're going, he's probably gonna have to fuck up the crosses. Not Avalon, Avalon's mom.
And last but not least, Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG It's Some Guy on the internet. I'm mostly here as well. I'm also in the Saturday game. I am not yet a T-Rex, but if I become one, I will be a Robo T-Rex in that game, which would be fun and exciting. I also sometimes run the Tuesday games, which I know have been weird and absent on this channel for a while, but this upcoming Tuesday should hopefully be back to the Squire Squad, our Masks game, and the Freaky Friday nonsense that is happening there. And then, yeah, I'm here Thursdays. And this Thursday, I am playing Bernard Sinclair, the new arrival. He's an American whose desire is to enter into a marriage with someone who truly loves him without revealing his hidden wealth.
Yeah. And I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. I'm facilitating the no, that doesn't sound right out of the British accent. I'm facilitating. There we go. That's better. This evening, I'll be talking to myself and all the other people that these folks will be talking to. And yeah, catch me on the Twitters and the GGKRP server. What? We'll be there often as well. All right. It feels like it's been like 800 years since we last played, but it's really just been 2 weeks. So we are going to need to do a little bit of a recap, and please jump in at your leisure too, friends, because whoa, what a week. Last time on Elegant Magicks, well, we had some pretty typical shenanigans from the likes of Mr. Jarvis Hawke and Mr. Bernard Sinclair. I believe those culminated in a very interesting way with Jarvis finding out that someone at the college was looking into Jessamine. This would not do, so he reached out to her to try to let her know this, and also to see what he could do about that at the college. We'll get to that in a moment. Bernard went and visited the Cross Estate. Got to check back in with little Morgan. Got to apparently walk in on Jessamine teaching some magic. What? And was tolerated by the Baroness, which in and of itself, pretty cool. Not many people get away with that. We went back to the college where Jarvis, in an attempt to make sure that no one could be snooping around in Jessamine's old records and find out that she is not, in fact, Jessamine Booker, but is, in fact, Jessamine Blackwood. He inadvertently, I don't think we really squared away whether or not it was on purpose or not, but basically wiped them completely and did not cover his tracks very well, so that when Avalon came a-calling to find out more, because they have some serious suspicions about the tutor at their estate, they found nothing, literally blank pages, and was not exactly pleased with Jarvis in that account either. But eventually made their way back to the Cross Estate, and yeah, we did find out. How did we find out the information about Jessamine Blackwood? That's where I'm drawing a blank.
Avalon accosted her in her room.
Yes, but I believe they'd had some bit of information previous to that.
How
After
did you find out?
after speaking with
Ms.
what was it?
Ayers.
I spoke to Miss Ayers, and then I went back and spoke to the head after I talked to.
Oh yes, yeah.
I
you
got
spoke
the
to...
name Blackwood already from
Yes.
the board. in
Professor
the-
Wilmore, I
You
in the
think.
spoke to
library.
Wilmore, yes.
And then
you
I
did.
asked Wilmore
Yes.
about Blackwood and stuff, but I'd already gotten this name, Jessamine Blackwood, and so kind of the pieces had already kind of come together at that point.
That's when Wilmore was like, wait, your mom didn't tell you that she was almost assassinated, supposedly?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the assassination came out too.
Yes. Armed with that info, Avalon made their way back to their estate, accosted Jessamine in her suite, and yeah, Jessamine said, "Yeah, fuck your family and fuck your mom too. I hate her. She's a bitch." Not in those exact words. I do believe "bitch" was used though, and it made me really happy.
I believe I said there is no amount of money your bitch mother could pay me to be on her side.
And
It was awesome,
It was
is all I
badass.
remember.
It made me really happy. I believe I did one of these when it happened. I was very pleased. Realizing that they are actually on the same side, friends, maybe? Avalon then invited Jessamine, I believe, to potentially this meeting coming up in several days hence for the Arcana Populi, which we will be getting to very soon. But I believe you all have a party invitation to accept from a very large, very handsome gentleman. I believe his name was Tact, if I am not mistaken. Tact Hailstorm. Yes. But we'll get to that momentarily because we had just finished out our last novel chapter, which means, friends, it is time for reputation. Think back long and hard to what your characters accomplished last time, and let's see how they fared in the eyes of society. Who do we want to start with? Feel free to pull up your... RJ's ready to go. So you know what? We'll just jump around. RJ's ready. RJ, what did he do?
It's negative as all hell. That boy dubious.
It's negatives all the way down. How so, specifically?
I mean,
if you wanted to pick one of
just-
the instances.
I can't really probably deleting Jessamine's documentation when asked about it by our Laird Avalon Cross.
Yeah, you know,
That's pretty dubious, right?
that's fairly dubious. Being
Dubious
that he
food.
comes from is Mr.
Oh,
Hawke.
wait, no, that's not it.
Mr. Hawke is ill reputed.
Yes, he is.
Let's go ahead and pull up the ill repute, shall we?
Let's find out. Act in contravention of society's conventions, acted in desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality, or publicly defended any member of your. I would say acted in contravention of society's, conventions.
You kind of crossed across, so ooh, probably not the best of ideas in society. That is fair. What's your word then?
Dubious.
Dubious? I might have to put my foot down and say it needs to be something a little harsher than that.
Fine. Let's go to thesaurus.com.
Thesaurus.com!
Sponsor
Future
us.
sponsor of our show. So you stole stuff, and then you broke stuff, technically.
We've got suspicious. We've got dubious is no. Disreputable. Shady. Is Jarvis Hawke the true Slim Shady?
Jarvis is pretty damn shady. Let's be perfectly honest.
This isn't helpful, but it's funny. One of the ones that came up was debatable.
Debatable.
He's debatable.
He's debatable. I like something along the lines of shady, but not quite shady.
Let's go into shady. Dishonest, dishonorable, devious, slippery.
Devious.
Devious.
That's the one.
Yep. Please.
All right. Does that bring you to 3 in your negatives?
Nope.
Or are you
Brings
still
me
at
to 2.
Okay. Just
Remember,
checking.
college morale's gonna go down 1.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's
see what
okay.
happens. We'll see what happens. Who else is ready? We'll play the Skippy game. Yeah, Savvy.
I'm ready.
How did Jessamine do?
I am gonna say positive, and I'm gonna call it acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so.
Yeah, I mean,
Because Avalon could make her life hell.
and behind
she
closed doors, she
told them the
you
truth
know,
anyway.
Yeah, she did. I'd say so. What word are you feeling?
I want to say, like, candid. Because she just went, like, back to do a corner. Was like, okay, fine. Here's what it is. Your mom's a bitch and she messed up my family, and here we are.
I like that. All right, candid. I like it. Let's do it.
I have 4 now.
Better spend them. Give me a positive scene. Mm-hmm.
I just really invested in messing up my own life is the thing. I don't want
It's a
all these
trend.
positive tags.
It
I'm
will
gonna
your pretend
stop behaving
lives.
badly.
Yeah. It's pretty great though.
I had 2 ideas. I'll pitch it to you, Sid, and the group as a whole, because I never know whether... I always sit here going, like, this could be good, this could be bad. But I was thinking it was going to be a negative tag for their, like, intrusion into the college and how they kind of just, like, stormed into what they want. But on the other hand, they are a lord and did have the authority to be there. So I can't think of anything they did during those scenes, like in trying to get the information, the way he talked to the headmistress, anything like that? Do you think any of that was in contravention, or do you think that was fully within Avalon's rights?
Kind of their prerogative, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, as future Baron of the area. Yeah, kind of. My only thought would be what ended up happening with Morrigan. But that was also in private.
Yeah.
It always just comes down to, did you get caught?
Yeah, it was in private.
You did.
Nobody witnessed it, and as far as they know, there won't be any other consequences of it. It was so yeah, because I know I'm probably gonna start, we're at the top of the roller coaster, and I know like we're gonna start getting all of the shitty ones. I'm gonna advocate towards the positive one.
I was gonna say, y'all about to go to a fake court party? I think this is
not just that, about like the Viva la Revolution and everything else. So I was thinking something like authoritative. Lordly was one on the list, and I thought that was funny. So I was either thinking something lordly or
Lairdly.
commanding.
Ooh. I like commanding.
That one has a different tone.
Yes, it does.
All right, I'll do commanding then.
Yeah.
You dirty birds.
I said nothing dirty. I just said it had a different connotation. It's commanding.
Yes, you,
Anyway.
RJ, specifically.
Alex, what we thinking? How'd Bernard do?
I know, I feel like the only one that's jumping out at me, and I guess we have to decide collectively, is this a hardship, but acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so.
If it had anything to do with the Baroness, yes, it was a hardship.
Yep,
Literally
that's a
being in that
hardship.
woman's presence is a hardship.
Having to,
Yep,
yeah.
So surviving lunch with her and not pissing her off.
Beyond that, like being tolerated, like she almost smiled, I think, at one point. Like that was huge.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking something like pleasant.
Bump it
Or
up a little. Like he like schmoozed the whole estate.
I mean, do you
Charming?
have charismatic as one?
not yet. And I mean, I did say in chat, like if Bernard was a D&D character, he'd have 30 charisma.
There you go.
So charismatic. I now have 4 positives.
Hey,
Y'all better
we're in a club.
spend 'em. Maybe you can spend them at the fake court party.
Wait, 3 of us have 4 positive tags now.
Ah!
Because Avalon does too.
I'll get there eventually. Just wait up.
It's okay.
Quit
Jarvis
doing
is a
crimes.
bad man. He's
Once Jarvis catches us all at the Arcana meeting, he'll get so many positives and we'll all go
Unless
in
he
the shitter.
murders us.
also possible, right?
I mean, it would kind of be within his right if I'm understanding the permissions of the hit squad.
I think probably murder's still bad.
Yeah, just like
I mean,
blatant murder.
He could probably kill Jessamine. Nobody would be worried.
Rude.
Well, I'm just saying, your social status.
What's
Bernard has diplomatic immunity, I'm sure. So,
Diplomatic
Immunity.
Damn it.
Just because he's from America?
Just because he probably has a gun.
Because reasons.
Like,
This is my
everyone
gun.
with a gun.
Diplomatic immunity.
show up at the meeting and there's like magic flying everywhere and Bernard's like, what the fuck? And just shoots him.
Gun.
I have a gun.
What do you got there? I got a gun now.
Indiana
We don't know
Jones.
that he doesn't have a gun.
See it now.
Gun.
Excellent. Let's do the factions first off. Leaders of our factions, did they do anything positive and or negative? I don't believe so. They did their thing. I guess for Wilmore, I mean, she respected the authority of Avalon coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd actually say, like, she behaved rather positively. Like, she did what she was supposed to do. So I'll give her a 1 for that one. We didn't really see any of the others, so I don't think we need positives or negatives there. What about members of those? Yeah, that's a -1 there for the college, but a +1 for the Arcanum. Look at that.
Slowly descend into anarchy.
Anarchy? Anarchy. Alrighty. Well, then I believe that is... You're lucky that Wilmore was a good girl and did what she's supposed to do, because you canceled each other out. You're at a 0, so you don't go anywhere. However,
And that's
the
what I'm
Arcanum,
banking on.
Arcanum goes up 1, which I believe brings them to a whole -1. Look at that!
Woo.
I'm
So
proud of them.
can I just to confirm? So when connections do things, connections actions also affect the.
for the purpose of factions,
Okay, because now
but
that
only
we have
only for the leaders.
only the leaders. Okay.
Yes,
gotcha.
yeah. So we would do the leaders and then any main character, major characters who are members. So yeah, like not Miss Ayers or anything. Yeah, we can't count her.
Gotcha. Just want to check.
For sure. Alrighty. I think that's another reputation in the books.
We're getting pretty good
So-
at this.
I know,
Just
right?
saying.
Like speeding along, getting it going. I believe it's one of my favorite times of game. Letters. We've got letters. This is epistolary, my friends. It's time to write you some letters. We are gonna need to solidify the plans for the Fey Court event. Just something to keep in mind. If no one else ends up doing that, I shall. But let's start at the top, at the beginning. A very good place to start. Let's start with Val. Val, him with a letter.
Okay, this first letter is going to be from one Zachary Hawke to his darling baby brother. I'm trying to decide whether there's actually a written out letter, if it's just like, come here at this place, because Zachary does not seem like the writing type, but I'm going to go with it.
Or if it's carved into his arm again, or, you know.
Yeah, no, it is a written letter. It says, heard you reached out to the folks about me. What, can handle brother being in town, decided need to go crying to mom and dad. Doesn't matter, smooth things over. I'm running a job in town. It's nothing to do with yours. So you can crack off. I would like some help on it, actually. But if you're too scared or too hung up with all your college business, well, I guess I understand. If you're inclined, you can meet me at the pub. Say tomorrow night. Z.
Oh, buddy. Savvy.
Hello, I'm going to have Jessamine write a note to Ophelia. Because I want to get her in here. Just leaving her in the dark for so long, and I feel guilty. So she writes her a note and has it dropped in the kitchens. And I think it's short. I think it just says I'm trying to think like what phrase she would use, but I think it just says like Ophelia, so much to tell you. Tea at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Jessamine. And I think anytime they have like the hot goss, that's what they'll say and say they're having tea at 2 p.m.
It's code about spilling the tea. I love it. Yay.
I'm hilarious.
Yes, you are. RJ, do you have a letter for me?
Yeah. There is a missive that's been circulated around the school, and it reads, for those of you in Mr. Jarvis Hawke's night class, there will be a meeting at, and then a time and date. Night class is code for the group of people that are supposedly gonna go out for the Arcanum hit.
I like a lot. We lost Bernard for a moment, but I'll go. I've got 2. All right. Well, we've got to hear from Tact, obviously. But would he send a letter back to Morrigan, or would he send a letter to Avalon? I can't choose, because she was so cute writing a letter. He's gonna write to Morrigan, because it's just cuter that way. Morrigan receives a letter, and it says... Gotta get real deep here with Tact. Dear Ms. Cross, I'm writing to you again to formally invite you and your sibling's closest friends and acquaintances to the festivities for the Knox family, of which I am related and affiliated, to the opening festivities of our local Fae chapter. We would recommend you dress comfortably, as more elegant attire will be available when you arrive. I'll not say any more, it will ruin the surprise, but do just dress any way that you would like, and the remainder of the surprises will be discussed when you arrive. I shall meet you all at the third oak tree before the hills. I will have to accompany you in order to have you go in for the courts. It is, of course, for propriety's sake. But do let me know how many people will be joining you and your sibling, and I look forward to seeing you once again. Sincerely, Mr. Tact. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
I love him.
I do too. Laysai. Alright. I guess we're gonna have to have Bernie do both of his when he gets back. So let's just go back up the line. Ha ha ha! We got him.
Here, and I was listening, and I know what my 2 letters are.
I heard every word you said. Oh, I have one more anyway. You're fine. You didn't have to rush. I have to do one more anyway. I shall say... Oh. This one is from... Duke Jimothy Northshire. To a Ms. Jessamine Booker. Dear Miss Booker, I had hoped to firm up our meeting at the estate where you are living. It seems word may have gotten around about my visit. I've had at least 6 of the ladies in town congratulating me on the opportunity to visit the Cross Estate, and I was slightly confused until I connected the dots. But I would be very happy to attend and attend to not only yourself, but the Baroness and the others present as well. Do let me know when that will be, so that I may satiate the curiosity of everyone in Bexley. Thank you. Sincerely.
I'm gonna marry Duke Jimothy. And then I'll be your boss,
He's
Avalon.
pretty great. I like him. I like all of my straightforward, gruff boys that I've been creating.
They're
I
good
like them all.
boys.
They're good boys. They're real good boys. Now we come to Alex.
Yes. So
Alex, you get 2. What you got?
Yep. First letter is going to be Bernard to also his oft neglected connection, Skylar. And basically is saying, Dear Skylar, sorry I won't be able to make our regular Pegasus riding appointment. I have another engagement that evening. It is of a somewhat interesting nature, and so if by chance you don't hear from me, and Skylar would be aware of this sort of dealings in Bernard's life. If by chance you don't hear from me in a while, I was last seen at this place and this time with these people. So sorry I won't be able to, ride the Pegasi with you, but I do believe this should prove to be a very informative and entertaining evening, which I will be sure to fill you in on.
I just needed that music for that letter.
I have different music. I'll have to listen
That's
later.
okay. And the second.
Morgan to Tact. Dear Mr. Hailstrom, I am indeed excited to come visit the court openings, though I have taken rather ill of late, and so I do not know how much I will be able to do upon my attendance, but I am still intending to go along with my sibling and their companions. I do hope to learn a lot about the Fate Courts, but again, I apologize if I am not fine company, as I am recovering from a sudden and mysterious illness. But looking forward to seeing you soon. Is she Lady Morgan Cross? Does she have any kind of title yet?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Is
Probably
she even
when she comes of age.
Yeah, because I say she's not even out in society yet.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So I assume this is some sort of special event that she gets to come, or special.
Because she's properly supervised, and yeah, she's standing up with her sibling.
Okay.
Excellent. RJ, hit me.
A very curt letter to Zachary Hawke. 2 words. Be there.
I don't know what I'm
Followed
looking more
by-
forward to, the fake courts or the visitations after, because these are going to be juicy. Ooh.
Followed by B square.
But he didn't actually write out the words. It's just he drew a B and then put a square.
Wait, I just figured out. I figured out the cipher. I'm going to decipher everything that happened in the first session.
Go ahead, Savvy.
Another very curt letter from the Baroness Guinevere Cross to, I guess, Professor Wilmore. Seems right. Someone at the college, and she's a named NPC, so I'll put her in there. Professor Wilmore, I will be attending the lecture that Bernard Sinclair is giving at the college. Prepare accordingly. The Baroness Guinevere Cross. That's all it says.
Amazing.
Be prepared.
That's really what this feels like.
Wonderful.
Is the Baroness my favorite character to play?
You tell me.
Maybe.
And Val, close this down.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. This one might need a resolve token, but is going to be a letter from. I'm gonna say it's from Avalon. I was gonna say some contact within the Arcanum, but specifically, I think. Just because they are a character that has been named, I think we'll just say Mila.
Mm-hmm.
This would be something that, again, would not be sent through normal courier, some magical means or something to have it delivered to her very surreptitiously. It would read... Yeah, I guess they'd probably do codes, so it would probably just be like addressed to MA, or just M. It says, I'm growing suspicious of the activities of one member of the college, Mr. Jarvis Hawke. Put a tail on him. Make sure somebody's watching him at all times. And if possible, we may be able to get some information from him. Based on my observations, it seems that he and the professor have a very close relationship. We could use that. Don't take any action on this without consulting me first. A.
I don't think we need a resolve for that. We could say that she'll set a tail. We might need a resolve for anything she would find out from said tail. But putting the tail on him, no, I think that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Okay. So much just happened, guys. In just some letters. All right. And now we resolve everything that just happened in the past couple of sessions. Because now it's time for upkeep. All right, friends. Take 2 tokens as a treat. They're yours. Have fun.
But I'm full.
Then fill
I
up.
don't
Well,
want
Savvy and Val
tokens.
full now.
Those 2 made mine tracker full. Yes.
I can't eat any more tokens.
Gee, Avalon, how come your mom lets you have full tokens?
Oh, I usually just throw them away on nonsense anyway.
Set them on fire. Yeah, there needs them. Let's see. Who hasn't monologued yet? I'm seeing that we need a monologue from both Jarvis and Bernard. Who would like to go first?
I thought No, that was a mini monologue.
It was a mini. Yup.
I'm ready to go.
Do it.
Well, things are moving at I don't know if I'd say at the pace I expected, but things are heading in the way I intended them to. I have a introduction to the Arcanum coming up, as well as a lecture at the college. That side of things seems to be moving according to plans. Now I just need to perhaps put more effort or make the efforts more serious, intentions more known. If I am to begin courting someone or someones, I need to begin making overtures. My damn charisma is actually to my detriment here. You know, people can't be sure that I'm sincere in my openings towards them, but I guess the question is, do I go for one individual at a time and secure mutual affection there, or just, you know, all of them at once? This is gonna be, oh boy, Bernie, you're gonna have to play this one carefully if you don't want things to go poorly. But I guess worry about that later, because seems like this Arcanum business is gonna be slightly more serious than we thought when we came here, so oh boy.
And that also ended perfectly with the music, so that's why I paused. I apologize. Well done. All right. And what about Jarvis? I feel like I might have to change the music for Jarvis's.
I've got to listen along to see what you change the music to.
Okay.
I need a scene set.
Where are we? Yeah, paint me a word picture, RJ. Where are we?
We are in Jarvis's room, fireplace lit. He is sitting in a armchair with a pen pressed against his head, the butt end of which, and he's muttering to himself, I need to itemize a list of things to be done. First off, deal whatever chicanery that Zachary has. Gather the forces to do this Arcanum raid. Get some more milk. But that could probably be put on hold. I don't know if Jessamine owes me for this one. I think I owe her. I should message my contact later. Things just got a lot more complicated. What did it get more fun? And that's it.
You didn't answer whether it got more complicated or more fun. You didn't answer.
Non-committal noise.
Ugh. Well done. All right. Well, you've all completed your monologues for last time. We're not in last time. We're in this time now. Take them back. Refresh. You're all on the hook for them again.
The music sting made that very threatening.
Didn't it, though? Okay, we're back. Yeah. Well, last time we created our inner conflicts, so I think it's time to look through and resolve some of them. Again, with those, they are chosen. We can go down the line. You can chat about what those are and remind ourselves and anyone watching or listening. There are the 5 different possibilities. If you took action in pursuit of one or the other, you can make a check mark. And if you get either completely full on one side or you get up to 6 of any arrangement, you get a prize. Well, you get something very interesting for your character, which we can discuss at a later date. But does anyone definitely know an instance of choosing one or the other here? You want to tell us about it?
I'm trying to decide for you took action in pursuit of this, because Bernard's inner conflict is tradition versus innovation, and whether securing the lecture at the college would be tradition or innovation, because he's going there to do the lecture on, more of the innovation side of things, but he's going through the traditional means to do that.
I would say choose the one that has happened already, because again, like we sort of mentioned before, that's his intention, but he may not give that speech until after the meeting, so
Yeah.
who knows what's gonna happen.
And at this stage, we're still trying to just do one on each side, or just one
for
total?
each time, one on each side. We can choose until we get further along, and then just say screw it,
Yeah.
which happens sometimes. It's more fun that way. Anyone else? Or conversely, does anyone looking at it and going, nope, I didn't do either of these?
I've definitely done one. I was debating which one I want to confirm for this, but I think the actions that Avalon took towards trying to figure out who Jessamine was and do everything that happened there at the college, I think that was in pursuit of their conflict as ideals versus comfort. And I think that was in pursuit of comfort. Is like the safety and of their family. So trying to keep Morgan safe. So I definitely think that they took actions in pursuit of this.
That tracks to me.
I have two.
Ooh, what you got?
So Jessamine's is love versus responsibility. I'm gonna say you took action in pursuit of love, because one of the major reasons that she was even willing to have that conversation with Avalon in the first place, let alone sort of put everything on the table, was I mean, mostly out of like protecting Morgan and letting them know like I'm not here to hurt her, and to make sure that Avalon was also on the same page, because up until then she thought they were not a very nice person. And then in the same vein, I'm gonna say you sacrificed something important to you for responsibility, because in order to get what she wants and ultimately like restore her family to where they were, she gave up the privilege of secrecy, and sort of sold herself out to Avalon to further that. So, do one of each.
I like it.
I think I've also thought of my second, but if either of the others who haven't done one yet want to go first?
I guess because Jarvis doesn't want to be in the limelight or public eye at the moment, but doing what he did with the records, degrading your reputation, or went against your conscience for this, for responsibility to try and keep Jessamine under the table.
For sure. I can see that. Any others?
So for the other side,
Mhm.
You hurt or push someone away important to you for this, for Avalon's ideals, that they pushed away, potentially hurt Morgan, for the sake of keeping that a secret.
For sure. If you could click it twice, I'd have you do it. But we can't.
Same vein. Your action in pursuit of this side destroyed your chances of successfully pursuing the other. He is now kind of in the limelight in the Laird's eyes.
Do you think that has fully like sacrificed his freedom in that regard?
Or that sacrifices responsibility because you're checking freedom there.
Mm-hmm.
So that sacrifices your responsibility.
Maybe we'll wait and see where this goes then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember last game we just went kind of hog wild and there were just check marks everywhere.
Well, you know, that was we were young and wild and free and still learning how to play this game. So, you know, there was that whole thing. I'm going to be a lot more strict. I'm really not going to be. But, you know. Any more?
Yes, I think, and part of me is maybe this isn't, you know, serious enough, and part of it maybe this might have happened actually before we put in our inner conflicts, so it might not technically have been this cycle, but given that my desire is to, you know, marry someone without revealing my hidden wealth, and yet I told Avalon all about I'm a secret oil baron, that I sacrificed something important to me, you know, keeping any wealth I had hidden for the idea of innovation and being, hey, this is a really cool thing that I am excited about and want you to know about.
I'll allow it. Yeah. Okay. I'm held up on the idea of sacrificing, but
Well,
I
that
see- I think I see
any
what you're saying.
potential romancing of Avalon now is going to be, well, now they know that I am maybe even richer than their own family because of this oil.
got it. Okay, yeah. All right. I dig it. All right. I think that might be everything. I'll double check because, again, it's been a while. Oh, we do want to review our collaboration as well. I don't believe anything has changed necessarily, but just tone. Just give me thumbs up. Says tone still good. Romantic comedy. Somewhat important historical accuracy. Power balance that staying off. No hidden information from players. If we need to add any lines or veils there. And we're adding things we love every single game. Maybe we'll include some in this next round. What?
I want to elevate it just because it's not really something that's bothering me, but something that's infuriating me.
Yes.
Is the hidden information of whatever the fuck is going on with RJ's like hidden crypt codes. It's been bothering me since the first game. I don't like it. It goes against the collaboration. I object.
I'll use
is-
names next time.
This is fair. This is very fair.
But I love it.
Overruled.
Overruled.
Get out
Objection,
of
Your
Manfred von
Honor.
Karma's court.
How about this? RJ, you will reveal names for the code.
Oh, I already
Privately.
did.
Oh, not for me. For them.
Oh, no. Yeah, I already did.
You did?
Yeah,
Who did you give them to? I thought you just gave them to me.
everyone.
You gave them to everyone?
Yeah.
Don't
We're gonna have to just
remember
listen
this.
back to
No,
it.
you didn't.
You did not. They have not
Did
seen them.
not.
You super didn't.
In Jarvis's tirade to Bernard.
Yes, there was.
Okay. If you hit it somewhere when you were talking, like But at some point, I need
It
a
wasn't hidden at
spreadsheet.
all.
I don't listen when other people are
Okay.
talking in other scenes. So
I'm
no.
scrolling back through my notes now because I do remember I started trying to connect some of these myself. Gosh, where was this in the?
Alex will come through with a red yarn.
Was this when you were giving all like the animal things?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
I
It was
will-
the,
I
the
will
drunken
pee it.
animal tirade.
The drinking animal tirade, but I will PM people.
Where
This is very fair.
The only reason I need to know is because I'm gonna start. I'm just going for it with Zachary now. I'm like, I don't know. He's gonna do some shit because I'm like, I don't know what's going on with his family. Zachary's the outcast of the family, and he's about to just get up to no good on his own.
I love it.
Okay, hold on. I think I've got part of this. So there's the lion, the snake, horse.
Am I the snake?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the
Because of the
snake, Avalon's the
Wait.
lion, I'm the horse. But now I have to go back and find the letters and see what is said about each of them.
Don't worry about it.
No,
I
we're
sent
gonna
it to you,
we're gonna
Val.
do this now on stream right now.
Doing it live.
Friggin' now, we're doing it live.
Savvy.
Is Jessamine the only woman in history that's okay with being called a snake? Maybe.
It's just in reference to the pattern on her gloves.
So one letter had osprey, red tails captures Arabian and adder. So yeah, they are the so Jarvis is presumably the red tail. Osprey is Zachary.
Yes. Alex with the 5-head
The
plays right
fact
now.
that you expect us to remember that is just...
I wasn't expecting you guys to remember at all. I was gonna see how long I could ride this out.
Terrible.
Like, I don't remember what I had for lunch today.
What?
No one gets away with secrets in my Protestant.
I do remember at the time
Elegant
being
suffering
like, oh wait, I do
server.
get to figure out, break the code, but then it was overshadowed by, the mind melting of Morrigan.
Oh no.
She's fine.
She'll be
I just
You
borrowed
will
the
be
memories.
fine.
I'll give them back.
I'm gonna keep them nice and safe for her in a locked box.
The morality of season 2 really took a turn. Very quickly.
Netflix review. Season 2 got weird.
I also have some secrets for you, but we'll discuss. Excellent. I think that is our upkeep phase, so we are ready to jump on
It's
into
our upkeep phase, and now it's time to upmeet the phase.
Hey!
No.
No, I'll give it a
No.
golf
I
clap.
I can't even
I
co-sign
have
that
to,
one.
I have to give it an A for effort. I will give it a golf clap. That was good. That was good.
Meet
All
the
right.
phase. Alex. Damn it.
Savvy is outraged.
It was actually funny, though. Is the
It was
thing.
very cute. I enjoyed it very much. Oh. So, how is this gonna go? Gee, I will encourage whatever I want. I love puns, okay? I love ships. I love puns. If you can put a pun in a ship, I will die of happiness. Don't tell me what to
SS
do.
Unsinkable 2.
Stop it. Okay. I believe something was said about potentially even sending a carriage for Mr. Hailstrom, but he also plans to meet up with you so that he may take you inside the Fey Courts. Yeah, that's a little more mischievous. There we go. That's more appropriate. So how would this like to go? How are we getting there? And based on the letter from Morrigan, which stated to dress comfortably, how you getting there, and what are you wearing?
I'm just gonna say hello really quick to all our raider friends from Weave the Tail. Hi.
Raid! Hello,
We're going to the
hello.
Fey Court.
We're going to the Fey Court. It's going to be a party. We're being escorted by a very... Oh, I didn't tell you what sort of Fey tact is. Never mind, I'm not going to say it. You'll find out.
How did Jarvis get an invite?
Through Avalon.
Fuck. Now I've got to go.
Oh, you're going now.
This is perfect now. Now I can keep an eye on him.
Yep.
I go everywhere Morgan goes, so.
Can I do one preemptive spell casting in the for this? Is that if Morgan's going along,
Yes.
with all this stuff happening, is that Avalon gives her a bracelet that is like connected to a ring. It's made for the same, forged from the same metal, and has like the same runework, so it has sort of a link to it. It's kind of like I'm trying to think of. Basically, it'll alert or something will happen. It'll ping Avalon if something goes wrong, or if, like, she's in distress at any point.
Okay.
So if she were to get like kidnapped or I don't know.
Is this connected to her emotional state or her physical state, or?
I would say emotional state.
Do you
Okay.
realize how dangerous this is? She's a 14-year-old girl.
You're gonna come running and she's gonna cry because she spilled something on her dress.
Mm-hmm. No, that leaves plenty of room for
I
stuff,
once
but,
was
like,
a 14-year-old girl.
And so can I just do an emotional state?
14-year-old girl.
And will hopefully help can use to locate her at some point. I'm just putting a putting a GPS tracker on her phone. I'm saying you have to hold this the entire time. Like, if I'm going to give this to you, you have to keep it with you. Can't just use it for texting. It has important information on it.
One thing I will say about Morgan, based on how I'm imagining her still recovering from the whammy, is she's not completely confined to a magical wheelchair for this, but is mostly going to be there because she's still sickly and resting. And so if this is amenable to the rest of the party, that perhaps even Jessamine is, it's probably like a hovering wheelchair because it's magic, but that she is pushing Morgan around in a wheelchair most of the event, evening,
Certainly.
duration.
Sure, yeah, just drive my guilt home more. Yeah.
Alex is not letting up on the guilt, y'all. Did you
And
hear
he
the
shouldn't.
rasp in Morgan's voice during
Let me
epistolary?
go back to the magical sheet and reiterate what it was what the price was.
Your soul.
Yeah, how do you hurt someone important to you? Not that being in a wheelchair is hurting them, but the guilt that this is putting on Avalon. So
Yeah. Fair.
One of my lights has gone out. Whatever, it's cool. So you do include in your invitation Jarvis Hawke as well.
Yes.
Excellent.
What if they said no? It's like, nah.
Bye, RJ.
Peace.
Well, I can go cook some food real quick. I guess.
No.
And we're dressing comfortably?
You were instructed to dress comfortably because other appropriate attire would be provided.
Okay, then. Not going to put a lot of thought in my outfit.
Okay.
Jessamine still does, but...
I mean, it's still nice. This is just like...
I mean, she still looks hot. But she wears pants and boots instead of something fancy.
I think because Morgan is there and knowing that she's been a little sick, Bernard is dressing up almost like a cowboy just to give her a giggle, but has a nice duster. He did acquire a 10-gallon hat somewhere, but is not going to be wearing that most of the evening. But Yeah, I think that is the key points, but probably just like suspenders, a bow tie somewhere.
A bow tie? A 10-gallon hat and a bow tie.
I love Bernard.
You don't give any fucks.
I'm gonna marry Bernard now.
Bernard gives no fucks.
It changes every like 20 minutes.
All right, so centralized location. I would assume perhaps Avalon sent out a carriage or two. We had a big group here now, so we might need 2 carriages.
Jarvis has to walk.
Yeah. Scoops up everyone except Jarvis. No. And you are all escorted toward what you would know as the was colloquially known as the Fairy Hills, but it is the magical entrance to the chapter of the Fae Courts that is here, or the Nox chapter. And waiting by the second oak tree, as stated in their letter, is the massive form, the nearly 7.5 foot tall form of Mr. Tact Hailstrom, who is dressed quite comfortably, like almost to the point of like, oh geez, like put a coat on, my friend. Just shirt, trousers, comfortable boots, open at the neck a little bit, chest hair, and waves to all of you as the carriages arrive, and hurries to help Morrigan out. If we have our wheelchair of sorts, we'll grab that out in like one hand and like scoop Morrigan up in the other arm and put her down. Welcome, all of you. Is this the full party then? Are we waiting on anyone else?
No, I believe this is everyone.
Splendid.
Thank you so much for this again, Mr. Hailstrom.
Oh, it's again. If anything, you're doing me a favor. It's nice to see some somewhat friendly and known faces, because this will be quite an evening. Not that it will be a bad evening, no, by any means. It's just usually a bit, well, Auntie Nox likes to throw quite the party. Should be ever so much fun. A couple things to let you know about. There will be quite a bit of glamour utilized at this party. It's one of the surprises that I mentioned. Gives a little shock to Morgan. The reason you can dress comfortably is because as you enter into the suite where the party will be taking place, you need but just imagine what you most would love to wear for the occasion, and it shall appear upon you. So perhaps maybe think about that before you enter. I would also, I'm so sorry, dear Morgan, do you mind covering your ears for a moment? We have to discuss something.
All right.
Earmuffs.
Did she try and sneak a listen over to Avalon and Jess like one?
No,
hand
because
each on
Jessamine
her
also
ears?
puts her hands over Morgan's ears.
Yeah.
I will say that some of the Fae do like to come very casually dressed, because the glamour will cover things. So perhaps just be aware when entering the suite that there may be those around before going inside that are a little au naturel. It'll be fine though. Just to make you aware, because we are here with. Yes. And oh yes,
I do
and of
appreciate
course.
the warning.
Absolutely. I have younger ones in the family as well. All right, well, sort of gestures that she can take the earmuffs off. But the most fun is that when you do enter inside, the hall itself will become whatever you wish it to be. This one gets a little tricky because if you wish others to partake in your personal festivities, you'll have to describe them in detail for them to also take part. But it does allow for virtually anything to be had at a party. So your imagination is the limit. It shall be so much fun. It can be a little overwhelming, however. It'll be fun. Well, let's go. We don't want to be late, at least not more than fashionably late is what Auntie Knox will always say. Let's go. And he'll lead the way toward the fairy hill.
There's a flashing light warning that appears on screen.
Yes. So, the hill itself is a hill, a rather interestingly moss-covered one, given your location. But Tact seems to literally walk straight through it and disappear. And do you follow suit? Excellent.
Yeah.
You walk straight through, and as soon as you pass through the glamour of the hill, you do recognize that it is not a hill, but in fact the entrance to a rather palatial estate. And immediately, when walking in, you see the crowd of various members of the Fae Court. Some more obviously of a Fae nature, like your friend, Ms. Weiss Belladonna. Brightly neon skin and hair colors abound. Those from the sea, the air, the seasonal courts as well. You definitely see some autumnal Fae. They're bright orange. It's great. And you do also spot rather immediately the folks that just came naked because their clothing would be provided via glamour. So, Tact will help you with tact. Ha! Look at that, it's in his name. Trying to sort of shield from Morgan's fair eyes. The Fae that really don't seem to give a damn about nudity in any way, but they're just sort of walking in to greet their illustrious hosts. You walk up a grand staircase, and it appears some of you may have at least run into Mrs. Knox in town. She is, again, sort of the head of the chapter of the court here. She is tall, very tall. Not as tall as Tact, but nearing there. Over 6 feet. Very slim, almost too slim for her height. She has a bright shock of silvery white hair, cut very short. Again, for the period, that short of hair, not necessarily in mode, but it looks lovely on her. And she is already apparently covered in a living dress of multicolored butterflies. It is one of the most gorgeous things you've ever seen. Every possible color imaginable, very well set off with her bright shock of silver hair, and appears to be living butterflies, sort of fluttering all over her. So you have a lot to live up to. On the frock side, friends, have fun. I want to give you something fun to describe. You've got 2 fun things to describe.
Give us more homework.
I know, not homework. Fun work.
Oh no, I came prepared.
I mean, I'm ready
Oh, of
too,
course
but
you
like,
So you're brought up, I would assume probably Avalon, you've at least encountered Mrs. Knox in town.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Like that they've come to the house or something before.
Exactly. So if you want to sort of lead the way to greet your host, introduce your friends.
Yes. I think we'll step forward, and this is when the transformation is going to be
Yes,
happening.
as soon as you approach your host.
Avalon, who's wearing like kind of a more, I mean, is always wearing very fashionable clothing, but it's something more a little subdued, blacks and darker colors is that keep from getting worn as quickly. Steps through and is in nearly the same thing, but the edges of their coat are a bit like elongated a bit. Their collar kind of presses and is a bit more dignified and well, like tucked with a nice black this would be an ascot or whatever they call it, cravat. Thank you, cravat.
Yes.
But the entire suit is like a shimmering gold. Actually looks like gold and metal almost as they step through. And approaches, what is it, Lady...
Mrs. Knox.
Mrs. Knox. I didn't remember she had a title. She's titled
Oberon Knox.
Mrs. Knox, it's a pleasure. It's been some time. I don't know if you remember me.
How could I forget the lad of the land, Laird Cross? Thank you so much for coming. You bear, you should have told me you were inviting the lad to our party. My nephew.
Well, you're looking as stunning as ever.
Oh, with this old thing. And you, splendid in metallics. Ooh, nice choice.
Thank you. I should represent the cross name here, I suppose.
That would do, I think. Please introduce me to your friends.
Yes, please. And turns around and begins to introduce them in the order that they arrive.
Who's first, biatches?
I think Morgan will push to go first, not just because I thought of her attire before I thought of Bernard's, but also because she is also a cross. But as she crosses the threshold, she will essentially become bedecked in the from the Firefly episode, The Shindig, the very fancy, very poofy, very pink dress that Kaylee gets.
Everyone drink water because Morgan's cute.
But
I apologize for my squeals, everyone. I'll just push my microphone a little further away.
Oh,
I couldn't
no,
help
you
it.
don't.
I'm not sorry.
We'll go forward and hello, Mrs. Knox. I assume she has come to visit and Morgan wasn't just like a baby last time she came around, or
No, she was probably at least a couple years younger and probably sprouted. Is this the young cross? Oh my! Well suited. Oh, that's a lovely color on you, my dear. Well, I am glad to see that you are properly supervised, but that doesn't mean you can't have a little bit of fun. And if your sibling gives you any trouble, you send them straight to me, you understand?
Mrs. Knox, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you for hosting the party.
Oh, it is my pleasure. It's one of my favorite duties of the year. Well, come in and you should have more seating available over there, and try every single cake, my dear. Any of the ones that you come up with as well, let me know. Who's next?
I assume me, because I'm following close behind. Morgan. Jessamine stepping through after Morgan, wearing a suit. The outer rest of the pants and the jacket are this she's wearing black. This black like matte velvet embossed with like a floral pattern all the way down. The edges, RJ sent me this and I'm just doing it. The fancy version of this. The accents on the lapels and the pockets and the vest she was wearing underneath are like a deep burgundy red. And she's got on a white like silk blouse that is very deep V. Tall shoes, bright red lipstick, and no gloves because her hands can look like whatever she wants them to.
Well, hello. And who is this?
Jessamine Booker, tutor to Morgan Cross.
You brought the tutor, and she's dressed better than half of you. I like you.
Well, one must keep up when in such company.
Oh, you've more than kept up, dear. I'll be
I do
interested
believe
to
you'll-
see.
I do believe you'll find that Miss Booker is full of surprises.
That I like as well. I'll be coming by to see you in your portion of the festivities later, shall I?
I would be honored.
And you?
As Jarvis steps over the threshold, there is almost like his clothes melt away into this thick smoke, and it drops into a all black affair. There is a smirk on his face as a pair of circular glasses that are shaded a dark tint appear. There is a gold chain that runs from pocket to vest pocket to regular pocket, and it is, yes, muted in color, but it's very classy. And the one extra touch he adds to it is a silver feather on the lapel.
Subtle. But well done. And you are?
Jarvis Hawke, ma'am.
Oh. Jarvis, you say? Don't know Jarvis Hawke.
You might have heard of my family.
Oh, more than heard, my dear. Say hello to your brother for me the next time you see him.
Will do.
Nicely done. And who is this?
So Bernard slips across, and because I know nothing about fashion, and apparently I'm just doing references tonight, Bernard's outfit is basically tuxedo mask.
Yay!
So got the cape, got the top hat, got the mask, cane. Yeah, you know, the whole thing.
Is it-
Rose on the lapel.
Is it OG tuxedo mask, or is it like later season white tuxedo mask?
I don't remember. We'll say white just to offset because most of y'all want a very dark color. So yeah, immaculate white tuxedo outfit. Mrs. Knox, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Mr. Bernard Sinclair.
You're the Yankee.
Indeed I
Well,
am.
the Winter Courts will be very pleased with you.
That is intriguing to hear.
Be careful, dear. Titania bites.
Noted.
Splendid, however, though. Simple. Elegant. Would you mind just giving me a twirl? I'm sorry.
Does, you know, a few spins, just making sure the cape goes. Whoosh.
Spectacular. Well done. This brute. Interestingly enough, no change for Tact. What Tact wants to wear is exactly what Tact was wearing when he arrived. He's comfy as hell. The one small change is he has what appears to be a think like Herculean, like the big fur over one shoulder, with like the paw over here. Has that around his shoulders. Only difference. Well, bring them in. Go on. And I hope you've explained the situation. Otherwise, that could be very taxing on an uneducated mind. Yes, Auntie. Of course. I've explained the situation. Well, shall we? We won't hold you up much longer, Auntie. Oh no, I'm having so much fun already, and the night hasn't even started yet. Well, go on. I'll see you all very soon. Some sooner than others. Lingering on Jessamine. Oh, hello! To her next guests. You've been dismissed. In the nicest way possible. And you step through into... You tell me.
As Jarvis steps through, there is a darkening of the lights. There's a unfurling of red satin curtains as these circular tables with chairs around them pop up into the middle of the room, almost like a lounge. There is a stage that forms, and I want to say a siren pops in, and she is crooning something.
Ooh, we're going like jazz lounge. I like it. Okay. I dig it.
The one centerpiece is like a chandelier in the air, long crystals hanging downward.
This is what Jarvis sees. What do the rest of you see? Yes.
I'll say mine because I think it's similar to Jarvis's. Maybe even more lavish. Essentially, Jessamine walks in, almost like to a cabaret. Very like dark, like everything sort of matching her suit is all sort of burgundy and black, velvets, thick curtains, cushions everywhere, and yeah, very fancy wine.
Who's next?
Again, I have an idea for Morgan's before Bernard's. Morgan is basically in a meadow with bunnies and unicorns and pegasi and just all the fluffy woodland creatures everywhere.
Honestly, bless her.
I love it.
And just like little flocks of swallows bringing her cake, because, you know, if they tie a string between them, they can at least carry a coconut, so they can certainly carry some cake.
Oh my god, I love it.
But yeah, she will basically just set up and be fed cake by an army of woodland critters for the evening.
Perfection. Got a Bernard and an Avalon left.
You can go for Bernard too if you had another idea.
Yeah, I
for
think
that.
I've got Bernard's. Bernard walks through and it's basically a pub, but it is at the same time it's very high class, but also, you know, he steps in and everyone's just like, hey, you know, everyone knows who he is there. It's very chummy and a good time, but also is, you know, able to just, you know, break into drinking songs at the drop of a hat, but, you know, tiled floors and gilded accoutrements all over the place.
Is Bernard doing cheers?
I was about to say, it's like we went from cabaret to cheers, and I love it. Amazing. Avalon.
I think Avalon steps out and I think doesn't necessarily follow the prompt as much, and thinks on something comfortable for a moment, and what they step into is a open clearing outside, with large, long, or tall pine trees, sort of rimming the exterior of the room, or the space that the room exists in. And it's Whitebridge in the forests, not too far off from the castle. In the courtyard is mostly, or this the field is mostly empty except for a light dusting of snow, and two forms of like snow angels on the ground, one larger than the other. And up in the distance on the cliff, where Iron Hand Castle would be, is it is not there.
Interesting. You all enter to your various separate yet simultaneous parties. It's very interesting. Everything is as you would see it, but it's almost like in a dream state where if something appears and it doesn't quite make sense with what's going on, your brain will like correct it for you. So, if there happens to be a group of people over where your trees would be, Avalon, it very quickly corrects to them standing under it instead, as opposed to like walking directly through them. It's an interesting little bit of magic. And my, look where the time went. I think that might be a good little spot to hit a pause and take a little bit of a bio break. We're about to enter 5 parties in 1. What sort of shenanigans can we get up to? We'll see. Stick around, everybody. We're gonna take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, refresh ourselves, because, well, gosh darn it, chat keeps buying water breaks, and Morgan's so dang cute. I'm just gonna finish this whole dang water bottle by the end of the game. So hey, but stick around, refresh yourselves too, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back, Internet! Thank you for sticking around. We have refreshed ourselves. I have water. I have chips. I'm gonna try not to eat the chips when my mic is on, because they're kettle chips. But they're here. That's important. It's a good thing. And yeah, we are gonna jump right back into our fantasy party. Every single one of our characters has essentially created their own party that everyone's in simultaneously. It's kind of fun, and we'll see if you guys can play around and bring each other into your parties. We'll see. But you have entered. You have met your host. She was mysterious, but inviting, and you have entered your personal glamored event.
A personal pan party.
Personal pan parties! Yay! Y'all one book it. You get your personal pan party. What would you like to do first?
I think Avalon like is probably taken aback for a moment, seeing the scenery and like enjoying this kind of calm in here, because it's probably, other than the sound of conversation, it's probably very quiet in Avalon's world. And then after taking in that moment, begins to sort of make the rounds and like say hi to people, because I imagine there's some people here that they have had like brief interaction with. I mean, even with the Fae, I don't know if there are any like other like nobility or any other important figures from Tonsham
Do you want there to be? Also, you said Tantrum, by the way.
Or not Tantrum, sorry.
Choice.
White,
Throwback!
from White Bridge. Yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting. Throw in a couple of familiar faces that might be there, I would have to assume. But I'm just very quickly kind of sizing up the situation, talking to people, rubbing the red elbows, that sort of thing.
Awesome. Avalon goes to do some schmoozing in their night clearing that conspicuously does not include in its skyline the Cross Estate. What about the rest of you?
I just have some peanut butter, so give me a bit.
Jarvis goes to the food table and has a delicious peanut butter parfait. They have peanut butter parfait at this sort of nightclub that Jarvis is attending as well. We know Morrigan is frolicking and being a little Snow White and being fed cakes and tea by her woodland creatures.
Bernard is going to do a scan of the room, see if he sees Miss Weiss Belladonna or anyone else he recognizes outside of the immediate party.
Would you like to?
Sure.
Would you like to spend a token for that?
If I must. We have so many of them.
Y'all are maxed out, yes. I'm gonna require a token for that because y'all have so many freaking tokens right now.
I will say I already had the least out of the group. But sure, now I'm down to 6 total instead of 7 or 8.
I only have 6 tokens. Whatever shall, and I have 4 positive tags. Whatever shall I do? I love all of you. Yes, you do. In fact, she is in the corner, and you're sort of gathering the sort of living attire. Seems to be in mode among the Fae. She appears to be literally clothed in running water. Her dress itself just almost appears to pour over her and then to the floor, where it immediately rises back up to pour back over her again. It's beautiful, intricate, and kind of bizarre to watch as well. But she seems to, she's sort of almost like putting her hand out for something that you cannot see in your realm.
Pardon me, Miss Belladonna?
Oh, hello, Mr. Sinclair. It's lovely to see you.
You as well. It's wonderful to see a familiar face here. I will admit I've not had much chance to get acquainted with the Fae courts in my time in Bexley.
Well, if there were ever a time to get acquainted with, well, what the Fae would call society, or at the very least, a good party, you've come to the right place.
So I'm gathering.
May I see?
Of course. Then Bernard will hold out his hand to her. He's not entirely sure how it works, but is assuming some kind of physical contact is necessary to bring her in.
So she'll take his hand. So, tell me, what do you see?
Well, I have set things up as a, it is, on the one hand, it is a common pub house, but on the other hand, it is an extraordinary pub house. Everyone knows who you are, you're good friends with everyone, the refreshments are flowing and of the best quality, and it's just, you have no worries when you're here.
All the troubles are the same?
I don't know Cheers well enough to continue this bit.
Oh, yes. Oh, it is quite lovely. Well, it is your first party.
Yes, based on some of what I saw, I imagine I could get perhaps a bit more imaginative, but didn't want to commit any faux pas at my first party, as you say. I might.
If you had committed a faux pas at your very first party, I'm quite certain that Mrs. Knox would make sure that you were at every single one thereafter.
That is good to know. Perhaps as the evening goes on, I'll see if I can't find some faux pas to commit. Any that you suggest in particular?
Let's see how the evening goes, shall we? Would you like to come to my party?
Of course, if you would do me the honor.
She'll grab your hand. You are in a lagoon. The party is almost as if the room itself were at the bottom of it. And everyone here is some form or another of a sea creature. And as she begins to describe it, it's as if the room is now filled with water. She's speaking, you can hear her, but it's almost with an echo and bubbles coming out of her mouth. You've gone full Little Mermaid. And you can see now sort of where she had been reaching out, there is almost like a sea anemone, but it is almost like a musical instrument. So she was trying to like touch it to make it make sound. It's intricate, quite intricate. She's been to a couple of these parties before.
And she said everyone's a sea creature. Do I see like my companions and they look like mermaids
You
now,
are
or...
a merman. Merman. You tell me what your companions look like as sea creatures. Sometimes I feel like I give you guys too much leeway, but I also feel like I cage you in with said leeway, so it ends up balancing itself out. I like it.
Yep. Well, I think, Morgan's probably an otter, because the most adorable.
Her sparrows are now like little clams, and they're feeding her cake.
Yep. Gosh. Now I'm going through the what is each person as an animal. I'm doing a Jarvis right now.
Yeah. Do it.
I think Jarvis is an octopus. Avalon is a turtle. And Jess is... Trying to come up with other sea creatures. I think Jessamine is some kind of dolphin, but also everyone is, you're like your centaur versions of each of these creatures.
I love it.
I'm not going to get into how that anatomy works, but it somehow does.
Val is confused. Amazing.
I guess I'd just be a Squirtle.
Yes.
I mean, Squirtle is literally just a turtle that walks on two legs. It's
It's
not.
like a person stuffed into a turtle.
No, he still looks like a turtle. Do you know what Squirtle looks like?
Wait, can Jarvis be this turtle then? Because then he has the sunglasses from...
Oh god. Take it up with Bernard. With Bernard. Bernard is discovering how to enter other people's parties. What are the rest of you doing?
Jarvis kind of wants to get fucky with it. See
Getting
where
fucky with it? No,
see where the limit lies.
Okay.
You made yourself
muted.
How does Jarvis go about that?
It starts off small. On one of the tables, there is a mechanical monkey with symbols. And he's just like looking at it. And then suddenly there's like a tentacle that comes down out of the ceiling, and then like a unicorn appears. Huh.
You hear from behind you. I appreciate your reach, but you are rather destroying the initial aesthetic. And you see your host, Mrs. Knox, behind you.
I'm sorry, Miss Knox. I'm just a curious creature by trait.
No, not at all. This is one of my favorite parts of these parties, is, well, seeing into the minds of all my guests.
To invite someone in, do I have to describe everything or just the general layout? Because I don't know how well people will take symbol monkey tentacle unicorn.
You could go about it in that way. I don't think it's completely necessary. Usually, contact and a general idea will connect the magic.
And he will begin to return the lounge to the way it was. Interesting.
Enjoying yourself?
Quite a bit, actually. I believe this is the first function that I have been to in the Fae Courts, and I do appreciate the hosting.
Again, it is my pleasure.
Now, if it wouldn't be too rude of me, how exactly do you know my brother?
Let's just say he's done a few favors for me over the years.
Ah. Family favors.
Not all, but some.
Well, I appreciate it if you continue to extend your patronage to us.
Of course. While the Hawke family remains useful, they will find patronage among the Fae.
He will give her a very deep bow.
Please, continue. And she'll continue to walk forward.
And there is a highball of whiskey in his hand with the most perfect cut ice. And a quiet sip.
Tell me about your parties!
Muted Val.
Backtracking just the smallest amount, would it be a token just to say that Avalon saw that conversation take place, even if they didn't hear the contents of it?
No, we could do that. Which would you prefer if you want to chat with RJ about it?
Well, I guess RJ is, would you be amenable to Avalon having been able to overhear said conversation?
Sure. I imagine that the conversation stays normal, even though the form of the room changes. So Avalon could have been just walking by and overheard that.
Yeah. It's much quieter in Avalon's world than it is in everyone else's.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give that token to RJ.
Please take it.
Take it from me.
A crumb.
So yeah, you are made privy to that conversation, including the last bit about Hawke family.
Mm-hmm. And I think if Bernard isn't too busy talking with other people at some point, Avalon moves over and says, so, gatherings like this, anything like yours in America?
Oh, well, I haven't been to many Fae parties in America. They seem to keep a somewhat lower profile. Or at least, there's a lot more land for them to go off and do their thing in. But yeah, I mean, I'll show you what they're kind of like, and holds out his hand to Avalon to, because basically what Bernard imagined is his ideal American party.
Okay, then yeah, Avalon will join. I assume getting the same description as before, so we don't get the Cheers copyright claim, NDA, and this is, oh my, this really, it's so loud.
Well, I mean, if you snaps his fingers and the sound diminishes, it's you just gotta learn how to control it. But I mean, there is certain something to be said for the anonymity that a large, jovial crowd brings.
Right. Now, when do they start playing cards and shooting each other across the tables?
Oh, that's not quite where I'm from. That's more south and west. But
so
you don't get caught cheating, and the guns won't come out.
seems fair. I've always wanted to visit the west, meet a cow poke and go ranching or whatever they call it.
Well, when my holiday here wraps up, you're more than welcome to come visit.
That'd be wonderful, actually. I imagine Morgan would have a wonderful time there as well. We should do some traveling. Well, this is said and done.
It'd do you all some good to get out of Bexley and Britain as a whole.
Agreed. Yes. Perhaps a extended vacation is in order. But this is something. Quite something. Your other arrangements here in Bexley, it seems that you've taken on quite a favorable relationship with Mr. Hawke.
Well, that is no, I'm not gonna apologize for it, but it's just sort of happened. We've
No apologies needed. No, not berating you for the relationship. Just curious about it.
just, from what I've gathered of the established families, as it were, in Bexley, the Hawks are the ones that closest align with, or at least in terms of the actual magical practices, not so much the how they acquire their magical practice, but the idea of being a jack of all trades as opposed to specializing in one particular kind of magic.
Right. Well, that might be the case. I don't have much knowledge of them myself, personally. Didn't tend to have many social functions that included Hawks until recently. I'm curious if, well, no, I don't want to get you involved in all of this, to be honest. If they're your friend, I'm glad that you're making companions here and finding yourself in town. Just be careful. They do have a reputation. Some of it might not be well earned, but there's a grain of truth in there somewhere.
All right. Well, and Bernard will take one of your hands in both of his, and you're my friend too. And if there's something that's troubling you or I can help you with, I'm here to help. Sure, I've become chums with Jarvis, but you and I go way back.
I think, since they're in contact, I think Avalon turns and says, I'll show you what I was imagining. And describes the meadow and the snowfall. And everything kind of goes quiet as it goes to a more serene environment. And Avalon looks up at the cliffside and says, There's change coming to Bexley. Soon, it seems. I would like you to be by my side, making this happen.
Of course.
You've been my friend for some time. We shouldn't talk more here. Speak later more on the subject, but if you hear anything, if Mr. Hawke says anything regarding his position at the college that you believe might be of interest to me, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would share.
I hear anything, but again, not to discuss tonight, but might be something of interest.
Good. Just be careful when you say to him about any of this, especially with our arrangements in the coming evenings. He's rather close to the professor. Well, I said my version of this party is rather dreary. Let's find somebody else's to join.
We'll go see what Morgan's up to.
Wonderful, yes. Should make sure she's not getting into too much trouble.
Going to just strippers everywhere.
Blackjack, hookers, whiskey.
My word, sister.
Mother lets me do whatever I want.
At least drink scotch. You're cross, after all.
But really, what is she doing? Because I have to know, because it's just so damn cute.
Speaking of trouble, I think Jarvis takes like a few steps back and bumps into Morgan's wheelchair.
To see hers or to...
No, accidentally, because he's still like scoping out his little
Okay.
slice of paradise.
I'm terribly sorry. I can move.
Oh no, sorry, that was my fault. I should have been watching where I was going.
Oh, Mr. Hawke.
Yes, I'm honored you have heard of me, Miss Morgan Cross.
Well, of course, I've heard of you. I do not think my mother would be pleased for me to be speaking with you like this, but...
Well, my apologies then. I wouldn't want to overstep my bounds.
She's not going to hear about everything that happens here.
Jarvis strokes his chin for a bit.
Would you like some cake?
I would love some cake. I wonder if casting magic here would be a bit of a faux pas, but I think you would enjoy the party a bit more out of that wheelchair.
I'm not sure what you mean, but I don't know if you've heard, but I have taken rather ill of late.
Do you know in particular what the illness is?
I'm not sure, and even the doctors that Avalon and my mother fetched couldn't seem to figure it out, but they assure me it's nothing dangerous, just fatigue.
Well, if it's just fatigue, he will take a knee next to the wheelchair, go into his jacket, and he'll pull out a small staff with a crow's head on it, and he's going to cast some magic on her.
Okay. Why don't we grab our magic sheet? Oh, yes. Yes, Val.
I'm very much going to want to see this, and I want the magic to happen, but the tail end of whenever this is happening for Avalon to be coming storming up, having seen this transpire, especially since we're heading over there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's resolve the magic token, and then
Yeah.
we'll go to the exchange for
Oh, boy.
Avalon to see this as well. So
This will go to Morgan. So
yes.
I believe Alex will have to ask me one of the questions.
Mm-hmm. So you are paying a token, so it will be successful. So on the left side, what are you thinking, Alex?
I'm thinking, how does a faction take an interest in or exception to your actions? And I know the Fae aren't explicitly a faction, but that would be the most obvious one to happen here. But maybe some of the others are paying attention
I
here.
was about to say, it's not necessarily, they're not mutually exclusive. You could have members of the Fae that are also members of other factions.
Hmm?
Well, since it's the Arcanum, because Avalon's watching this, take an interest in this action. But it is a wave over Morgan as a light green energy envelops her, and she feels infinitely better. The energy also flows back into Jarvis, and he will offer her a hand and help her stand.
She will take the hand and, it's a little shaky.
Can I say
at
the
first.
interruption happens before he offers the hand, or as he is going to do that?
Sure. Okay. So the magic has happened, and then Val wants to offer RJ a token to interrupt this a little bit. It's like a bad penny.
So yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I guess it depends on how gnarly this is gonna be, because I think Avalon comes up and just is just fuming, having seen Jarvis just cast magic on their sister completely without speaking to her guardians or anyone else. And I think they're gonna cast magic at Jarvis for the purpose of I don't know, pushing them away. I think just a basic force push instead of a punch. I think that sounds more. I don't know if it would necessarily need if the magic is the issue, or if it needs to be an effect as well, or if we need to do the magic rules. I'm just wanting to flavor it instead of just coming up and punching them.
I don't think this is going to change any of this, but I think I will say that the life alert you set up has not gone off, so she doesn't seem to be in distress in any way. But
yeah, I don't know.
But obviously,
if that's
visually,
gonna...
it still looks, yeah.
Life alert. I love it.
Actually, no. He's gonna. You know what? Avalon's gonna go for the punch. The physical. Their ring does their metal they draw from the strength reserves that they have stored within the metals, and just goes up and just one magically imbued punch to Jarvis's face.
I will say that the magic is going to trump this just being
That's fine.
A token. So we'll say this as a magic token. So for y'all, so you want to give a token? You want to be successful?
I'll give a token. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to take a token. I don't want any more.
I don't want them either.
RJ, are you amenable? And if so, if you want to pick a question on the left.
Hit me with thy bestest shot. How does an unintended side effect occur?
Ooh. This might be a little much. I'm trying to decide. You just took whatever the effect was onto yourself from Morgan.
Yes.
When they make contact, there is like a flash of there's like a flash in your mind almost as you briefly connect with the memories that were taken from Morgan. I don't think you get everything, but I think you get the snippet of the conversation between Jessamine and Avalon that like Morgan was like peeking in on. And so maybe just like the little bit where Jessamine was like agreeing to come to Avalon to this meeting later on. So no names are named or something. It's just like, this tomorrow night then, or whatever. I forgot what was said at the end of the scene. But essentially that part is like, I'll come to you at this time and we'll go together.
How's that sound, RJ?
I've already put the token in my slot, so he's just on the ground.
The token has been slotted. We're good to go. All right.
I'm just saying, she's in charge of watching Morgan, so there's no way Jessamine doesn't see this go down.
This is fair.
What are you doing?
Laird Cross.
Did you know about this? Did he ask you for your permission?
No, but it's harmless.
What is harmless? What was he
He's
doing?
just trying to help.
Look, I'm standing and I feel fine. And she does a twirl in her dress, and he was just helping me feel a bit better.
Morgan, you cannot go around letting strange people cast magics on you.
He's not so much a stranger. I mean, he is here at your invitation.
That might be the truth, but still, you're not of age. You need to ask permission for such things.
Permission from who?
From myself or Miss Booker? We are the ones chaperoning you here. Miss Booker, where were you?
Right here.
And you just allowed this to happen?
Well, do you expect me to stand and sprint across a party and punch Mr. Hawke in the face?
If need be, for my sister's safety.
Well, then pardon me for not moving quick enough and causing a scene. It's all right, Morgan.
You did just punch someone at the Fae party.
Yeah.
I will offer token. If you do see from off to the side, Mrs. Knox seems to be pushing over your host, the one who had invited you, Mr. Hailstrom, over to see what is amiss.
From the floor, if Jarvis sees them coming over, he will just say, "And that's why you should not form ice on the dance floor, Miss Morgan."
Are we getting on?
Famously, a sort of comedy of errors.
Right. So we won't be slipping on ice again after running into the lad's fist.
No.
Of course not.
I don't believe so.
I'll be sure to tell my aunt as much. Sort of gives you all the eyes of like, you're making me look bad, and heads back.
We'll attack the powder room.
Wherever you believe it is.
Middle of the fucking floor. Okay. Yes, sir.
Convenient.
Just imagining, based on how this could work, if you just imagine the powder room anywhere, there are probably some unfortunate sites in corners that not everyone's illusion is covering.
Oh no.
We will say within the speculations of the magic, again, this whole idea of the dream state, like things existing where they are, sort of melding in with the magic. So It just so happens that everyone happens to imagine it in the same place because that's where they are. So, no pooping on the floor. Not cool.
Party foul.
Major party foul.
Listen, the Baroness can do whatever she wants, okay?
No need to cause a panic at the disco.
Heyo. Haven't you been? No.
Morgan, why don't you go have another treat, okay?
Okay. I've already had so much cake, though.
Perhaps some water then.
That would probably be for the best.
I'll have some brought to you. Run along. Not far.
Alright. I think she will just kind of sit back down in the chair, but is now like kicking her legs, as, you know, a little girl is wont to do.
Immediately turns on Avalon. Do you have a death wish?
Do I have a what?
Did you just punch a guest at a party of the Fae? Do you
I
have a
punched a
death
man.
wish?
I'm sure it'll be fine. I didn't punch a fae. I punched one of my own guests.
In the presence of Miss Knox.
I'll apologize to her in a moment.
Profusely, I hope.
Please do not let anyone cast any magic on Morgan without my permission.
She didn't come to me for permission either. And I can't read
I
minds.
know.
I can do a lot of
I know.
things. But not that. He means well.
Can you confirm for me that what he did was only what he claims to have done?
Yes?
Good. Thank you. I'll go smooth things over with Miss Knox. It starts to look like considering whether they should apologize at all to to Mr. Hawke, and then decides no, they don't need to. All right, I'll be back then. Excuse me, Bernard.
Right. I think Bernard is going to move over to the two ladies and just first to Morgan. Are you sure you're all right? Yes, it's nothing. And to Jess, no, I'm not going to jump down your throat, but there's the part of me that is thinking, you know, why weren't you watching? But I also understand you and Jarvis are friends, and
I was watching. You do know that magic happens in an instant and I just can't be everywhere at once, right? I was 10 feet away from her.
right.
I think you not to
at least-
question.
I do think at least part of that is Alex was unaware of where Jessamine was when it was going down. But my apologies.
I think you not to question my job. Or my dedication to it, Mr. Sinclair.
Right, of course. My sincerest apologies. But I think we can all agree when it comes to Miss Morgan here, we are all rather protective.
Oh yes, but my intentions are the only one being questioned. Where were you?
That's coming over with Avalon, but I am also not expressly responsible for Morgan's well-being. Which
You're perfectly alright with Avalon throwing a punch in the middle of a party.
we had just been discussing things of which may have been setting them on edge just a tad. So I will, of course, be speaking to them about their behavior after this as well.
You will?
Yes. Are you questioning my intentions now?
Why shouldn't
It's
I?
very. No, you have every right to. I have besmirched your honor is not the right word, but your reputation, and I mean, you hardly know me. We've spoken not but on a handful of occasions.
I'm sorry, can you run by me why honor is not the right word?
I thought that had different connotations within society here.
Mr. Sinclair, I've seen you speaking to quite a few eligible people at this party.
And you are of course correct, but
If I might offer a bit of advice. From a working woman, so it's worth the price to pay for it. You're not going to get very far like this.
right, I thank you for your insight. I believe I am coming to that realization myself. Still trying to figure out how things work across the pond here.
Maybe do that before inserting yourself. Is there something else I can help you with?
Do not believe so. Perhaps later in the evening. But for now, I will. Perhaps I'll go check on Jarvis. Make sure he's not slipping anymore.
Probably for the best. Enjoy your party.
Nods and walks away.
Feel bad being so mean.
It was so good.
Jessamine takes no slight from anyone, perceived or otherwise.
No,
I think as
ma'am.
Bernie approaches Jarvis, he's already picked himself off, summoned a wet towel from somewhere. He looks very feverish and he squints in Bernard's direction. Bernie, hi.
You all right?
Maybe. Typically for that kind of magic, you would have some sort of outside catalyst, but I didn't have one on hand, so... Ta-da!
Okay, well, maybe we should get you seated somewhere. I don't know what you're imagining. My party is not the most restful of places either, but
He will stick out a hand and describe the lounge to Bernie.
okay. Well, it's a padded booth over there or something. We can set you down there.
And get drinks.
I'll get you some water to start until you've acclimated to whatever it is you just did to yourself.
Good man.
Yes, I can. To at least 3 out of the 4 of our party tonight, I can show that I am a responsible adult, but if we'll go get the drinks, be back in like a minute. If I might pick your brain about something, or someone rather, for a bit.
Don't leave it hanging, man. Go on.
You might have noticed, but as I was attempting to check on Morgan's well-being, I may have shoved my whole goddamn leg down my throat in talking with Miss Booker.
Yes, down your throat and out your ass, actually.
Yes. Clearly I could have gone about that better, but I just... Again, I realize I barely actually know the woman, but I can barely get a sense of her as a whole.
Bernard, I say this from friend to friend, but the reason I've gotten so far in my life is because I mind my own business.
Well, maybe I'm just a busybody.
That's not a bad quality to have. But still, certain situations call for a bit more tact, a non-committal sound, maybe.
You don't say.
But in the case of Miss Booker, yes, she's a bit prickly, but she's a good person at heart.
Got any tips on how to smooth things over with her?
Time, mayhaps? Depending on the size of the argument, a lot of time. An apology, admitting yes, you were wrong, and that you are sorry for your actions. And he goes off on a list like he's actually done this before.
God, how many times have you had to apologize to her?
Lots.
He also raised a point that I may have been going about certain aspects of my dealings with the eligible members of society in the wrong way.
Oh?
That I'm probably not going to be getting anywhere with the way I've been going about things.
And how have you been going about things?
I suppose it's been more of a scattershot approach.
More like throw everything against the wall and sees what sticks, correct?
Sort of, but that is implying that I don't put just as much sincerity and care into every engagement. Or perhaps engagement is not the right word for this, but
Interaction?
yeah, that's probably better.
Bernard, I personally, you see something you like, you go after it undoggedly. And that's how I've always done things, at least. Spreading yourself too thin causes problems. It causes loose ends. People at a party both approaching you at the same time, also slapping you in the face and then walking away with each other to enjoy said party.
I think I'm mostly following.
But I myself am rambling and delirious, but
Yes, one of these days we are going to have this kind of conversation when you're not either drunk off your ass or delirious for another reason.
I do my best thinking when I'm inebriated, sir.
Perhaps, but I think at least that's my next step when it comes to you. Gonna have to figure out my approach for some of our other acquaintances.
Well, if you need help, I'm here.
I guess there is also just the general question of what would society think of a person like myself pursuing multiple leads at the same time.
Trying to actually remember Regency etiquette.
I'm sure in actual Regency it would be a "what the fuck are you doing, man?" But in our in our good society here,
You can't just keep swiping right, Bernard.
I paid for the super swipes. I can swipe as much as I want.
In our society, it's common to pursue one person.
Yes, well, I think you've all realized by now I'm an uncommon individual.
Reaches up, pats Bernard on the face. Godspeed, you glorious bastard.
That is the idea. Well, not so much the gods. I don't think even I could seduce the gods. That's hubris if I've ever heard it.
All right, go on and enjoy the rest of your party. I'll be here for the most part.
Yes, well, I'll check in on you, and on Avalon, and Morgan. Maybe Miss Booker, though I imagine she will probably slap me if I look at her the wrong way.
You're doing the busybody thing again. Pick
I
a
can't help,
target.
but I got
Just
a
for
lot of
tonight.
people I care about.
Just for tonight. Pick a target. Go after it. See how that works out for you.
I can try. Just it goes against everything in me to try that, but
Sir,
Alright.
I will aim a kick to your posterior.
if you can see straight, you're welcome to try.
All right, all three of you hold on. Whiffs.
Yeah, let's get you some more water.
We get some more water for Jarvis. I believe Avalon was trying to track down Mrs. Knox, but the first person to spot her is actually Jessamine, because you hear her first saying, "That was quite a bit of juggling you just did. Well done, however."
I find managing many different things at once often comes with my job territory.
Family trait, I expect.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Has anyone ever told you you look very much like your mother?
All the time.
Would you like to come to my party?
I'd be honored.
Come. She'll lead you off to the side. You'll also note that without having to have any sort of connection with anyone else, it appears that Mrs. Knox kind of sees everyone's party at once. It's very interesting. If you watch her as you follow her, she seems to be moving out of the way of things that you don't see, but seem to be a part of other people's parties. And she makes her way over to what appears to be at least in your end of things, your bar at your cabaret. And she leans over. "Oh, that's a good look on you, Manny. My usual, please. And whatever the young lady's drinking."
Scotch.
Good choice. The unspeaking bartender. Thank you for that chat. Homage to the RP server. Unspeaking Manny will refresh your drinks, and she'll lead you up again. What in your party is up a ladder staircase, covered in velvet and other luxurious things. And she will hold out her hand.
Take it.
She has no need to describe anything for you. The moment that you touch her hand, you are in the sky, upon a cloud. The entire party, in fact, is upon an array. Everything is built out of clouds. Everyone's serving are various raptors and birds of prey that are flying around. And she, as well, appears to be a giant bird of prey herself. You're now holding their wing.
Dreams of sitting atop Mount Olympus.
You could say that. So, is it a family trait? Managing more than one thing all at once.
Yes. Something I was taught quite early.
Would you describe yourself as a useful person, Ms. Booker?
Incredibly so.
How would you feel about becoming of use to me?
I think that would benefit us both greatly.
I was thinking precisely the same thing.
What use do you have for someone like me?
I could think of a few. But one I have in mind, I shall send you a missive. If you agree, we shall go from there. Does that seem fair? Not pressuring you into anything.
Ever so fair. I look forward to it.
As do I. Have you ever gone flying, Miss Booker?
Briefly, once.
Care to join me?
Yes.
She'll put out her, what now appears to be a wing. And you go flying around the space. It's quite fun. Y'all, you see above you in your various parties Jessamine friggin' flying around with Mrs. Knox. It's a sight.
Networking.
NBT. Any other shenanigans at your parties?
It does have to be played out because I had two things. The first part isn't as important, but Avalon does go to Miss Knox at some point and gives like an apology for the disturbance. And
No need at all, my dear. I just sent over my dear tact to make sure that whatever you're doing didn't need another set of arms.
it didn't seem that was the case, though I appreciate the gesture.
Of course.
It seems there was a misunderstanding, and hopefully it will not happen again. I have appreciated greatly your hospitality here tonight, and I'm hoping that we may get to attend more gatherings such as this in the future.
If you continue to bring your delightful friends, I would say that is a distinct possibility, my lad.
Oh. Any that caught your eye, specifically?
You would make me choose?
Well, I can make the arrangements to bring as many as possible, but if I know who you have your eye on, for what reason, it might help me know where to put my efforts.
Let's just say I would not be opposed to seeing Miss Booker here again.
Right. Do you have prior dealings with Miss Booker?
Oh no, not at all. We met this evening.
Wonderful. I'm glad you're becoming fast friends, it seems.
It's a family trait of mine.
Right. Speaking of which, I do have business with Miss Booker before we depart. I will be gathering them, and I do wish you a good, pleasant rest of your evening. I'm sure we'll see each other before the night is done, but...
You'll miss my fireworks, but you've entertained me enough for the evening, so you may go.
Thank you. Appreciate your hospitality once again. It was a lovely evening. And gives a polite and respectful nod, befitting the station, because I don't think it'd be fitting for Avalon to bow.
No, just respectfully. She would be among your peerage.
Yeah, okay. So respectful nod as equals, and then heading over to find Jessamine, wherever she is.
Nearby, lurking, always.
Oh,
That's our job.
I didn't expect you to be right there. Where's Morgan?
Right there.
Assume being
20
looked
feet to your
after
10 o'clock.
Being looked after by Bernard or somebody right now. Right. Thank you.
You're
for your
welcome.
help. So, what is your party like?
You wish to know?
I find myself curious, having learned much about you in the past days or so.
All right. Willkommen to my cabaret.
What does it look like?
It is all incredibly fancy, lavish, sort of burgundy and black velvet, a lot like her suit. Big stage on one end. This like upscale cabaret.
You have expensive tastes.
My family are great patrons of the arts. And I like to dance.
I should learn more about your family. I'm afraid that I am not as familiar with them as I should be.
I thought you would be, considering we were accused of much impropriety.
It seems that there have been pieces left out of my education.
That seems like your mother.
Yes, it does.
Would you like a drink?
Please.
Scotch?
Yes. Wonderful. I assume you haven't had a chance yet to look over Morgan.
No, unfortunately.
It's alright.
I don't see any ill side effects.
She seems fine from what I've observed.
I do truly believe, if it means anything, that Mr. Hawke was trying to help.
You trust Mr. Hawke,
With some things.
but not everything.
I don't trust anyone with everything.
Smart. With what we discussed the other day, you won't trust him with that either, I suppose.
That is not my information to give.
I'd prefer you not. But yes.
All right. Between you and me, then.
Well, we should enjoy the party. I suppose there's more we could discuss on that later in private company.
All right. You're welcome to stay.
Maybe for a moment, but I was enjoying my own arrangements as well. I'd like to go there a bit longer.
As you wish. Show's about to begin.
But I can stay for some of that.
I think you'll like it.
It'll stay for a little while, see part of the show, but spends any remaining time in the evening in their own little fantasy world, but does not let anybody else into that. Besides Bernard.
Jasmine's getting all the VIP parties. Any other shenanigans, friends?
Guess, are we planning to not come back to the Fae party next time? And we should get any shenanigans out now?
Totally up to you all. If you have large-scale shenanigans, we can definitely revisit before ending our novel chapter next time.
I don't have anything else planned for this chapter or for this event.
Good. Okay. Well, I'll say we'll go ahead, and I think that's a nice note to end on. Sharing of parties. Life is a cabaret after all, y'all. Awesome.
Couldn't resist.
I know, it was so good.
And all
Ooh,
that
we
jazz.
happy. Well, why don't we go around? Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Again, everything available either on VOD on Twitch or check us out on the YouTubes as well for all of the amazing content on the channel. For tonight, we'll go around one last time. If you got anything else left to promote, but I need stars and wishes, friends. We'll start at the top with Val.
Unmute button didn't want to go. Hi, everyone. Once again, I'm Val, the Kraken's Crown, Twitter and Twitch. You can find me exclusively here on GGK. Whenever we're streaming, I'm here either running the game or playing in it. Also do video games sometimes, though it's been a while.
Sorry. I can't help it.
God damn it.
It's a reaction now.
The next time you can find me will be tomorrow running Neon Souls at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And a couple lovely faces will be there as well, including Sid and Savannah and Morgan for Imagine Matrix.
And Morgan, we were actually saying your name that time.
We were saying Morgan.
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 But yeah. And as far as stars and wishes, I mean, the star has to go. I'm not giving the star to myself. The star's going to go to RJ for setting up the situation in which we can come full circle, and I get to punch his character this time. Because I was so excited to let that happen. I don't know if that's any way you thought that that's where that was going to go, but thank you for teeing that up for me.
Do you know
Has
how much
all
love
the
RJ loves being
throwbacks.
punched?
Yeah.
Metaphorically punched. Physically punched, not so much.
RJ loves being
Remember that.
punched.
I'll remember that.
RJ loves trauma.
Kick me while I'm down. Harder.
Metaphorically kick RJ.
And that's how they got
wishes-
banned from Twitch.
Man, wishes. There's so many wishes that I have, but I think my number one wish is to finally get like full secret society, like cloak and dagger shit in the next session when we get to the Arcanum stuff, and then the being raided by the fucking secret police of the college. It'll be great.
I love it. I get to erase some of these because we did them. We had an Avalon and Jessamine confrontation. Jarvis got to meet more again. I'm so happy. I'm erasing them. Next up is Savvy.
That's me. Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets. Most of the time, you can find me here whenever this channel is live. Val mentioned it. I'm playing in Neon Souls tomorrow as a big beefy lady with a robot arm, among other things. On Sunday, I run Monster of the Week, and sometimes on Tuesday, once we get all of our schedules back in order, I'm running Land of Eam for Tabletop Tuesdays, which is a really fun little cute tabletop game based on the Rickety Stitch graphic novels. You can also find me, once we get all of our schedules back together, on Monday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on twitch.tv/Colonomicon. You know, like the Necronomicon, but with my friend Colin in there instead. We're playing A-State. You can join us for more shenanigans with the Troublemakers of Mire End. And coming up, not this coming Sunday, but the next Sunday, we will be having the premiere of a new Dungeons & Dragons campaign on twitch.tv/LBHack'emUp called Playthings of the Gods. Our wonderful, wonderful friend and castmate LB is running that. For me and some other friends, I'm playing a centaur lady who loves the stars very much. Yeah. That's what I'm doing in the next couple of weeks. My star was also going to be RJ being punched in the face, but now I'm going to pick something else. My star is Alex continuously playing characters who shove their feet so far in their mouths. It's endearing and wonderful, and I love Bernard so very much.
I'm playing a character.
I love it so much. I love my star goes to Alex letting me bully him is really what it is. And then my wish is for some more resolution, and I think some more like actual getting to know each other for Bernard and Jessamine, because I think that would be really nice.
I likes it.
She's not that mad.
She was a little mad.
She's a little mad. She's not that mad. Y'all don't know how mad she can actually get.
Oh boy. RJ, you're up.
Hey, everybody. It's me, RJ. Catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about whenever I go live on many of the shows that I'm on. Also here in GgameKnights on Thursdays and Sundays and Saturday. No, Thursdays and Saturdays.
The occasional Sunday.
The occasional Sunday. Stars and wishes. Stars to Val for punching me in the face. God, if this is all going down like a Netflix series, there's probably like a sidebar where it's like, I get to punch you in the face now. From like Avalon's actress.
Yes, definitely. It also coincided perfectly with the same moment that we got the face punch in the first season. Like, if you actually played the two seasons side by side, happened at the exact same timestamp.
Same camera angle.
Yeah, you can't prove it otherwise.
I believe you.
Wishes. Can't wait for this raid to come up. Can't wait for more Manfred von Karma. Because honestly, that's when I turn my brain off and I could just be not dramatic and be a sad vampire dad.
I'm in love with him.
He's amazing. I have plans for him.
How many tokens do you need? I'll spend them all right now.
I will pre-spend all of my tokens to make something happen.
I've been saving up. I'm spending 10 tokens to marry Manfred von Karma.
Oh, is that what we use the tokens for? We can save them up and we just get to like marry
Do
somebody.
whatever we want.
Damn.
Just
You
like
know,
in
I'm
life.
not having luck with everyone. I'm spending all my tokens and I don't have enough saved up to romance everyone at the same time.
Is this not the game of life? I noticed we weren't using a spinner.
No. Oh,
Oh, I've been
Sorry to
using a
break.
spinner. It's how I've been making all of my role playing decisions.
I made a Jarvis Goodboy roll, which I failed, so he's gonna be with Zachary.
Punch Jarvis,
no.
kiss Jarvis, punch Jarvis, kiss Jarvis.
50-50 shot for all of us every time.
That's all it is. It's the life wheel. It just says punch, kiss, punch, kiss, punch, kiss.
Last but not least, Alex.
Alright, hello, I'm Alex, OMG, it's some guy on the internets. Sometimes I stream on my own channel, have not done so in quite a while. But mostly I'm here Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. Oh gosh, I think my stars for tonight are how much thought y'all clearly put into your outfits and parties, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm coming up with this on the fly, and I'm just gonna go with, a reference, because that's how I do. And then wishes might be a little selfish, but since y'all have so many tokens, to spend some of them on making Bernard's life more difficult, because so far the most difficult it's been has been upsetting Jessamine.
We do need to give Bernard some real drama, because last season you just sort of did it to yourself. So we're gonna have to put some more effort into it.
Oh, don't
Let's
worry,
bully Bernard.
When Skylar hits the table and hears all of this stuff, you're gonna get an earful.
Maybe more than an earful. Maybe get into a wobble. See what happens.
Don't worry, I've also got some potential self-inflicted drama planned. Well, we'll see how the raid goes. I think that's gonna throw everyone's plans up into the air.
And I'm Christina said I've been facilitating this evening. You can find me on the Twitters at GreekSid and here a couple nights a week. I run this one and I'm in a couple as well, including tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for Neon Souls. Come watch me. I'm bringing back the wig bit. They have enough money now. The wig bit's coming back. So witness the wig bit yet again tomorrow. My star was... I guess in a way the punch is included in it. But it wasn't just the punch. It's that RJ continually tries to bring in references to season 1 in the most wonderful ways, and it makes me really happy. My particular one was the reference to from last time Grover making his life very difficult, and RJ referencing that, and that was very fun. I laughed quietly to myself. So thank you for that. Much obliged. And my wish is for smooches, god damn it! We haven't had a single smooch and this is our 5th one? Our 5th? No smooches?
I've said it twice now. Jarvis has been too compromised for that to have happened with him and Bernie yet. And it hasn't been able to come up with any of the others.
I want smooches. I don't care who gets them, but I need them. I need them. Thank you, that's all. And on that note, unless there's anything else from anyone, we good. We went a little over, but thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back here in 2 weeks for this particular game, but we'll be back tomorrow for more TTRPG shenanigans. Until next time, a good game and good night, Internet.